Melbourne, there were a gamut of emotions on display in the Australian Open women's final. Shouts of "come on," clenched fists, screaming winners, nerves, a wobble at the finish line before Naomi Osaka hauled herself across. She then went down on the court, head bent, leaning into her racket. Her moment in the middle. Osaka stayed there for a while as the Rod Laver Arena stood to a man applauding. Slowly, she rose to her feet, a smile flickering across her face as she took her place among the stars of the game. The 21-year-old Japanese added the Australian Open title to the US Open crown she won in September with a 7-6, 7-2, 5-7, 6-4 win over the sentimental favorite Czech Petra Kvitova on Saturday. Osaka, who was ranked outside of the top 70 only a year ago, was handed the Daphne Akhurst Memorial Cup by Li Na, the Chinese superstar, Asia's first major winner, who won on these courts in 2014. On Monday, when Osaka takes over as the new number one, it'll be the first time an Asian has held that spot. Kvitova will rise to number 2. "It's an honor to have played Petra in the final of a Grand Slam," a subdued Osaka said in her speech before thanking her team. "I wouldn't have made it through without you. Behind a tennis player is a team." Later Osaka explained that she was disappointed at letting the first clutch of match points go. "I was sad. You always have doubts in those situations," she said, adding, "I told myself it's a final, I'm playing Petra and I can't be immature. I can't feel so entitled that I'm playing so well, that I can't lose. I talk to my dad a lot, he's a kind of a wise guy, he always says I shouldn't expect to win easy. I didn't want to have any regrets." The Czech, who has been quite the story of the championship, making a Grand Slam final after 5 years, had her career ripped apart by a knife-wielding intruder 2 years ago. "I can't believe I played the final of a Grand Slam again," Kvitova said, fighting back tears. "Well done, Naomi. Congrats for being number 1. I want to thank my team for sticking with me even when I didn't know if I would be able to hold the racket again." Both players had chances in the first set. Osaka pulling herself out of a hole in the 5th and 7th games, where she faced breakpoints. Kvitova then hit herself out of trouble in the 12th game, where she faced 2 breakpoints that were set points. The US Open winner responded by pounding her way through the first set tie-break, dropping just 2 points. In the second game, a Kvitova forehand won her the first break of the match, lifting the Czech to a 2-0 lead. The 21-year-old replied by sprinting away with 4 straight games, breaking the 2-time Wimbledon champion at love in the 5th game. Osaka's forehand, a mighty shot, always brutal but now struck with more topspin, is more consistent. It was that shot that set her up for the break in the 9th game, grinding her opponent to 0-40, giving her 3 match points. Then, a combination of the Czech clawing her way back and Osaka's nerves shaking, saw Kvitova hold for 4-5 before she leveled scores. The rapidly unraveling Japanese, who held 3 match points only in the 9th game, was down 0-40 in the 12th. Osaka, who barely won any points after failing to convert the match points, then obliged with a double fall to hand the set to Kvitova. The 21-year-old then left the court for a bathroom break at the end of the set, head bent and towel draped over her head. If she didn't come back composed, Osaka worked herself to a calm that allowed her to compete at her best again.